so I am Brian Tatler and I am the lead guitarist in Diamondhead.
And I am Rasmus, and I am, do you need to say my surname? I'm Rasmus Anderson, and I am the lead singer in Diamondhead. You should also say that you're the founder.
Alright.
You're the founder.
The founder.
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do. Right. The new album is called The Coffin Train and it is available to pre-order now.
Yeah, pre-order now on both vinyl,
Yes.
CD,
Yes.
and also digital sales, and it's also streaming platforms.
Yes.
Pretty much all of them, as far as I remember. There are so many now, I can't even recall them. But definitely Spotify, Deezer, Tidal, Apple Music. Definitely, it's going to be out on all of those, and it's going to be released on
May 24th.
dun dun dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
the day when everything drops.
Yes. And finally everyone can
Get on the train
and listen to what we've been doing for the past couple of years.
Yeah. So the Coffin Train title came from a dream I had when we were on tour in Canada. I had this dream of a train with carriages, giant carriages, like coffin shapes and body parts flying out in this dystopian, orange, dusty scenario with a giant mushroom cloud in the background. And I'm guessing it's my subconscious trying to deal with everything that's going on and trying to process that information. But the Coffin Train imagery came from that, and we thought that's an awesome title. We should use that.
Yes.
And it also became the title track
Yes.
of the record that I think you and me think is probably one of the best songs on the record.
Definitely. It's one of the best things I've ever done. I'm very proud of it. It sounds fantastic. I love it. And also, I mean, we did have a few titles, didn't we? But I think once you suggested the Coffin Train, we got that image in our mind of the train, and we just thought that's going to be the strongest design.
Oof, strongest design. I see you making a pun there.
It was unintentional.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good. Is Belly of the Beast a representation of the rest?
I would say sonically it sounds like the rest of the album. I'd say it's one of the fastest tracks on the album, and we just thought it was a great way to start the record. We thought it would work really well live, and nice to just kind of punch in with a fast track. There's some tracks that are a bit more epic, more, some slower tracks.
We filled the whole album with different flavors of what we think that we know Diamondhead fans like. So like we tried to do on the last record. So you've got your big epic ones, you've got the ones that take you on that story, the changing sort of dynamics overall, and then you've got the relentless beasts like Belly of the Beast. And I'm not going to tell you which one of the other ones that are sort of relentless in my opinion, but there are flavors for each kind of Diamondhead fan in there, I think. That's the best thing. But Belly of the Beast sort of sets the pace, because that is just pure Diamondhead in pace, energy, and riffs.
Yeah, it kind of almost similar in a way to some of the earlier songs like Helpless and Streets of Gold. Prince.
It's got that essence
kind
of pure
drum groove
Diamondhead
energy.
Yeah. I think you can expect one hell of a ride.
Get on that train.
Get on that train, and then get off the train. I think you can expect a lot of what is really, truly Diamondhead. It's really what we tried. But we tried to make an album that resonated all that is Diamondhead, but in the 21st century, as some journals have said.
It's a little more modern in sound-wise, production-wise. It's a bit more modern.
Yeah.
Diamondhead's got a 40-year career.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with the times a little bit. Riff-wise and songwriting-wise, we've stuck to what we do best and what we know.
We stuck to the brief like we did on the last record. We're trying to keep that momentum and keep the same feel and ideas and blueprint most of all. I think that's what people can definitely expect from it. We try to stick to that, but in a modern time and with a slightly more modern sound, but still keep it Diamondhead.
What's my secret? I don't think there is one. I'm a chap who can come up with guitar riffs, and I grew up listening to a lot of the great riff writers of the 1970s like Tony Iommi and Ritchie Blackmore and Jimmy Page. So I kind of wanted to do the similar thing, and when Diamondhead formed, it was all about the guitar riffs. And every song we wrote would start with a guitar riff and build on that. So it's just something I always do. I've probably got slower as I've got older, coming up with, you know, riffs like that. It's quite tricky, but I record everything and eventually go through the riff tapes and pick out all the good stuff. So fortunately I can still come up with the odd good riff here and there.
But you are the riffmeister.
Well,
that's the case.
I'm one of them.
You're one of the riffmeisters.
I don't think I'm the. I'm too modest.
I'm sure a lot of you are. I'm sure a lot of people would argue.
I think
that.
James Hetfield has come up with
Fair
some
enough.
great riffs.
Fair enough. I'm going to back off of that debate right now. Social media can discuss that as much as they want, because that's going to.
But I do love a good riff.
Yeah, and also we stick to that. Like the songs always stop with a riff.
It's got to.
Has to.
It's got to.
Yeah.
There's lots of bands exploring interesting chords
and finger tapping and.
I want to. I like to create a memorable riff that will drive the track.
Yeah. So I would say I've been singing for 16 years. I think so. Roughly, I counted sort of when I was 18, started around that time, and I was driving with my parents to France, and they popped on Queen Greatest Hits, and all of a sudden something happened, something just jumped out of my throat, and I didn't stop singing for 10 hours, Queen on repeat and Bohemian Rhapsody about a gazillion times, because I hadn't actually listened to that properly, and from there was sort of a roller coaster. I did singing in high school, and I did a degree in the university in the UK, and it sort of became what was me. And I think Freddie Mercury is one of the biggest influences to start with, but as I progressed more into the other genres, you know, as you know, Chris Cornell became the definitive influence for me as both a writer, but also especially as a singer. He is the king, was the king, still is the king.
You like Glenn Hughes' voice as well?
Yeah, Glenn Hughes as well. But I got into him very late. He didn't actually influence me in the same.
No.
But he is like at the top.
What university did you go to?
That was Thames Valley, actually. The same one that Freddie Mercury went to.
No way!
Yeah, who knew? It's not like I'm stalking him.
It's fate, man.
It must be fate. How has the songwriting process changed since Rasmus joined the band?
Okay. I think it's still roughly the same in that they start with a guitar riff. I will normally try and do a guitar riff that I like, then I'll build on it. I will give Ras a CD of my ideas, and very often Ras says to me, you know it's coming.
It's coming, yeah.
He says, I like it, but it doesn't have a chorus. So, guitars, because Ras plays guitar if you didn't know. Yeah. And between us, we'll come up with a chorus if possible. So
if it starts with a riff, we iron it out from your riff vault, the vault of Brian Tatler riffs, and then we should have a rerun of the vault. And then we iron out what parts work. Now, in the last one, Brian sort of gave me and said, well, what do you think works? What do you like?
Yes.
And that's sort of become a thing where I go through it and decide which riffs, to my opinion, is Diamondhead. Yes. What works.
I think Ras can come in looking at it fresh. I'm probably too close sometimes, and I'm experimenting and maybe going away from maybe what Diamondhead should be. But I think Ras comes in with that sort of, you know, hard view to say, well, I think that's very Diamondhead there. This not so much. Let's work on this one, and that's worked.
That's what it worked on the last one, and we did the same on this one. A little bit more where, again, it starts with the riff. You and me got together, working around some of the riffs, and sort of piecing it more and more together and creating some further demos. Yeah. And then we took it to a rehearsal studio with the rest of the guys, ironed out even more, and brought it into the studio. Now, on this last record, Brian and the guys actually trusted me with
the job.
Yeah, with the job, being the producer on the record and doing all the heavy lifting on it. Which is a lot of trust. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. You've done a fantastic job.
It's come out well so far.
Well done.
And it sort of came from a process of riffs to rehearsal space to studio to me working a lot on the lyrics as we went along. I am always writing lyrics here and there and picking up things, even on tour. Whenever I have a good idea, just write it down. And piecing things together sort of like that. The best way I describe it is it's like a sort of a painting that starts blurred, but eventually it becomes more and more clear.
In a way, it's good. It's good that you you write the lyrics. You've also produced the album and mixed it. So there's a bit of a vision there.
Yeah.
I think from day one you kind of had a bit of an idea what the album should be, and hopefully it's come out roughly the way we all wanted it. But if you as well.
You know me, I'm a perfectionist, so.
And now,
but I think I've done as good as I could.
Hopefully there's a good balance in that. Sometimes Ras will send it to me and he goes, I'm still working on it, and I'll just go, it's fantastic. it's done. Yeah, I don't know.
Snare,
I'm not sure.
Snare, guitars. But it's a good partnership in terms of I'll send it to Brian, and he'll whenever I did a mix I'd send it to Brian, and Brian would sort of usually go, it's fantastic,
it's
move
fantastic.
on, done.
Yeah, or maybe just that much, but tiny
fractions.
And then a week later
a week later be like, there it is, now it's done.
It's done.
Yeah, it took a long time, but it was worth it. It's worth it. So, but it's a very much a mutual, respectful, creative writing process. I think between us,
we do seem to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some guys can't. You rub the wrong way. You clash. Yeah. You haven't got common ground. But I think we do. The
brief, the blueprint, what makes Diamondhead is always the law, so no one gets precious about it, and that really helps the process for the band to stick to what is Diamondhead and what makes them great.
My favourite song is the title track, the Coffin Train. I think it's one of the best things I've ever done. I'm really proud of it. The dynamics, the way it moves and light and shade. And
it tells a story.
And it's 6 minutes long, but it doesn't feel like 6 minutes. It builds and builds.
Yeah.
It's great vocal, great. I'm really happy with my solos in it. That's my favourite track. I also really like The Sleeper's great, and I think The Messenger's great as well. But they're all good. It's a strong album.
It's hard to say if there is a weak song on there. I think that's up to everyone else to decide.
Yeah, there's nothing.
There's
no fillers, should we say?
No, not really.
Not really.
For me, it's between Coffin Train and Belly of the Beast. Coffin Train, like you say, is just such a big, epic road. It's like the train takes you on the whole road of that song. But I mean, between that and Belly of the Beast being such an unrelenting, beast.
Yes.
I kind of feel like I shot myself in the foot when we have to do it live. But hey, I'll work around it.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be great opening with that.
You can do your warm-ups.
Fine. I'll do a gig before we do the gig, then I'll be warm. So I think Belly of the Beast for me, Coffin Train for you. I think that's the penultimate ones. Do you think James, Lars and Kirk are still rocking out to Diamondhead Records today?
I'd like to think so. I know they still play Am I Evil Live, and they've played Am I Evil Live more times than Diamondhead have, which is amazing. So I would imagine, that occasionally they might put something on. But who knows?
Any final words, Brian?
I just hope you like the new album, and hopefully come and see us live. We've got a lot of gigs coming up.
Yep.
We've got Hellfest in France. We've got Rock and Blues, Stone Deaf. What's that other one? There's another UK one. There's Hard Rock Hell.
Winter Storm.
Winter Storm. It's Trude, Scotland.
That's it.
There's one.
Festival.
Yeah, Festival.
Festival. So there's some UK festivals and other gigs.
Yeah. And we've got 2 dates with Saxon coming up in October.
Yeah. The Hammersmith Odeon and the Manchester Apollo.
Right.
So, yes.
Fantastic. That's real old school.
That's going to be good fun.
Yeah.
But we hope everyone's going to enjoy the records. Go check out all the social media stuff that's going to come out. We're going to be sending a lot more stuff out to you guys, but we can't tell you what. And hopefully we'll see you on tour. And pre-order your album now, so you get your copy early. I think that'll do it for once. Touch briefly on video shoot in Thai.
In Thai? I don't speak Thai.